Hello everybody, welcome to GearBubble. Today we are going to be talking about how to launch a new campaign in your GearBubble account. So, we'll start with this screen right here. This is what you will see if you have GearBubble Pro. If you don't, then you're going to see this screen right here. So this is where you're going to start, regardless of whether you have GearBubble Pro or the regular GearBubble. So of course, if you want to launch a campaign, you do have to have artwork already created. You're going to take that artwork and we're going to add it to a product in the launch campaign menu. So we're going to do a traditional campaign here, just a regular one that you would sell either with Facebook ads, or if you want to send your product to Amazon or Etsy, it's going to be a traditional. So now you select which one of these items that you want to launch your campaign onto. You can't combine items like a shirt and a hoodie, but there are variations that are possible within each various product type, and I'll show you which ones you can use together here. So I'm going to just leave it with the basic coffee mug, and we'll show you the next steps here. So with the white coffee mugs, you're able to choose 11 and 15 ounce. You can add 15 ounce as a variation to your listing. You can also choose two-tone mugs. There's color changing mugs, and of course the metallic mugs. So we're going to go stick with the 11 ounce mug. We're going to add the 15 ounce mug as an option on top of that. So if you want to do a full wrap, you can click on this here, and it basically gives you the option to upload your full wrap product, which is basically the entire mug has one design printed on it, not one design on each side. So this is the standard style that most people do for Amazon and Etsy. So we're going to add this here. So with adding another color to a white listing, the only way that this will work is if your design is made to show up on both black and white. So you cannot add a white design to a white mug. It's not going to show up. And you can't do a black design on a black mug. So the only way that you can add white and black to the same campaign is to do it with a design that is made to show up on both black and white. So first thing we're going to do is upload our design. Click on Upload Graphic, and you're going to select your design from inside your hard drive. So it's going to show up really small like that. Not to worry, we can stretch it out with this little button underneath here. And I recommend a little bit of white space around the outside, because that's, generally people like to see a little bit of white space as if you were looking at a page. If you find that your product is not centering correctly, it keeps snapping, and you want it to be able to do fine movements, you can turn off that snap to center and you can make fine adjustments. Of course, you can rotate it, spin it around, but naturally most people will probably just leave it as is. If you decide you don't want to use that, you can just delete it, but I'm going to re-add that. Okay, so stretch it out. Now we're going to go down here and we're going to duplicate image on back. So if you haven't uploaded the product to the front first and positioned it, make sure that don't click this button first, because it will actually duplicate everything on the front to the back automatically. So for example, if I turn that off, you'll see that it takes it away. If I turn that on, it duplicates what's on the front onto the back, including personalization layers. So if I add a personalization layer to the front, then I can duplicate that. Oh, that was already the back. So if I add that to the front, let's do that. Then I duplicate image on back. It's going to show that personalization layer on the front and on the back. So text personalization is, you're able to launch the text personalization layers and send them to Etsy. At the moment, they're not available to personalize through Amazon. So if you want to change the name of your text personalization layer, you can just type it in here. You can do Evelyn. So you could do the name of somebody below that, Richard. And then of course you can change the font by clicking here, and it'll change the font for you. And you'll see that font show up as the default font right there. So I'll move that up a little bit. Move that. And how you position it on the mug like this. Once you've positioned it like this, make sure it looks like the way that you want it to be. So I'm going to click that and re-click it, and you'll see that shows up the same on both sides. So base cost here, this is what's going to show up on your campaign if you are doing campaign advertising with GearBubble. And this is also going to be pushed to your platforms here. But you can edit this later on in this process as well. So let's put a title in here. Welder coffee mug, funny welding gift, personalized. The description that you type here is only going to show up on your campaign page. It won't get pushed to any of the platforms like Amazon and Etsy. So if you're launching a product that you intend to drop ship through a platform, you can just leave this description blank or just leave it as it is. Same with the category, it doesn't get pushed to the platform. The tags, you can add up to 10 tags. Make sure that they're fairly short, because any tag over 20 characters does get stripped out when you get to Etsy. The campaign length, this only applies to campaign sales. So again, it doesn't matter what you put for this on Amazon or Etsy, it doesn't get pushed over there. So you might as well just leave it at the default. But if you want to create longer campaign lengths for Facebook ads or something like that, it'll show like a countdown timer on your campaign page. Adds a little bit of urgency for people to maybe buy the product. You can change that here. So I just leave it at the default. And you can, so this is a URL. It gives your product a unique location on the GearBubble website. So what I recommend that people do is put your initials and a 4-digit number. There we go. Now this is where you can set the selling price of your products, and keep in mind that this profit margin here only applies to campaign sales. This doesn't apply to Amazon or Etsy. The profit that you make on Amazon or Etsy will be determined by how much you charge for shipping. So all campaigns on GearBubble charge shipping over and above this price here. So if you want to set your products to charge $19.95 plus shipping, then you can leave it at $19.95. You can also lower it to $14.95 and $16.95. And then the customer is going to see $5 shipping on top of that, and then it will cost $20 total. Alright, so the last thing that you can do here is click on Terms of Service and launch your campaign. Couple of things to note. Putting too many tags in your campaign could cause an error. So don't add more than 10 campaigns on your product. And also, if you leave the launcher open, it will cause a memory error. It'll just reset, and you'll find that it says campaign does not exist. So if you see that error, just relaunch your campaign. Make sure you do it in about less than 5 minutes. Don't leave it open for more than 5 minutes. So that is how you launch your campaign. I'm just going to show you a few more features on the launcher here for other types of campaigns. So GearBubble does have shirts and hoodies and also a whole bunch of premium products as well. So you'll find that in the drop-down menu, just like you saw with the mugs. There's youth t-shirts, there is youth hoodies. There's all kinds of awesome products, including the premium t-shirt. I think that looks pretty good, actually. I like that. And of course, the sweatshirt. This is different than the hoodie. It doesn't have a hood, but it is kind of a longer sleeve, heavier. And of course, the hoodie. You can set your default color here, and you can add other colors by clicking underneath the button that says Add Other Color. So if I wanted to add a dark blue to this campaign, I could select that. And this would launch with both of these colors available to the buyer. Keep in mind that if you do add a white and a black, that your design must be visible on both of those. So you may have to do some kind of border around it to make sure that it's visible on both the white and the black if you do want to add the two colors to your campaign. Alright, so of course you can add personalization layers to any product, including apparel. I just also want to show you a few more awesome products that we've got on GearBubble here. So I think my favorite products for drinkware, of course, are coffee mugs, tumblers, travel mugs, and the wine glasses, but there's also camper mugs. And of course, most of these products do integrate with both Amazon and Etsy, so you can launch these products even with text personalization and push them to Etsy. Text personalization, of course, isn't available to Amazon, but maybe someday. And of course, candles. That's the newest product in the GearBubble thing here. So candles, there's just one side, it's just one-sided, but when you upload your design, it'll show up similarly here. Stretch it out, and then it'll print like that. So that's the campaign launcher. Of course, make sure you guys join our Facebook page if you haven't already. We have lots of updates in the Facebook group, videos, training, tutorials, and discussions about new products and things upcoming. Thanks, we'll see you guys in the next video.